Hi, my name is Eva Sherman, and we're coming to you live from the Pasadena 2011 Bead and Design Show. We are with WireKnitZ, which is an innovative copper tubular knit. It's enameled and polyurethane, so it comes in all these great colors and has lots of wonderful applications for jewelry and mixed media.
I'm Susan Blessinger, and you're about to see Eva Sherman do a demonstration of how to use WireKnitZ to make faux Viking knit.
Okay, what I'm going to demonstrate here today is how to make a faux Viking knit cord. And the tools that I'm using are just a pair of wire cutters, round nose pliers, a pair of scissors. I've got some copper wire. I've got a great bead by Unicorn that is going to be our focal, and I have some copper findings by Patricia Healy, who's a wonderful copper artist. And then we're going to be using the WireKnitZ in a brick red. Now this is a 2000 gauge wire, so it is a light gauge wire, but it is a tight knit. So when it comes out of the package, it looks like this. What we're going to do, it's a meter long. I've already cut a little bit of this off, but the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stretch it. So you can see that since being a knit product, it's got a lot of stretch in it. So you can add about maybe 30% to the length of your product. So if you're making these, if you're cranking these out, you can make several out of a 1 meter package. And the next thing I'm going to do is kind of scrunch it down between my hands to compress it. And then finally, I'm just going to roll it between my hands, like, you know, when you were a kid and you played with Play-Doh? That's exactly what I'm doing here. And I'm going to let, as soon as I've got a little segment done, I'm going to let you take a closer look. I want about 18 inches for my necklace. So, but you can see, and then sometimes I even put it down here and roll it out. You can also run it through a draw plate, but I wouldn't recommend that you go any smaller than one size down if you want to even it out a little bit. And also you want to use a plastic draw plate, because if you're using a wooden one, there's a chance that you might catch some of those wires in there. So here's what we've got. It's this lovely faux Viking knit, and now I'm just going to cut one end, and then roughly 18 inches, we'll cut the other end. I'm going to take a little bit of copper wire. Well, first let's put our lovely unicorn bead. This works great with these large hole beads. Just get this in through the bead. And then I'm going to take a little bit of copper wire, just cut it, and this is a wire knit, so I'm using 24 gauge copper wire. I'm just kind of running it through the end, bringing it up in a U, and just to support it a little bit, I'm going to wrap a little bit of wire around the end. Then I'm going to pull it through this great little cone end, and this is collapsible, so I'm going to just collapse it down a little bit so it grabs that wire nice and tight. Then with my round nose pliers, let's cut this apart first. And then with my round nose copper wire, I'm going to start a little loop. And just hook that toggle end on there. Cut that piece off too. And weave that on there. Finish up our round nose loop. You can use a little bit heavier gauge wire if you like. I just had this handy and it works well. And then we'll just trim up the end here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. A little bit of copper wire, maybe about 6 to 8 inches. And we'll put it through the copper knit. Make a little U, wrap it around, pull it through the other cone end. And those those of you that have done Viking knit, you know that this project takes hours and hours, and I don't know about you, but I just don't have that kind of patience anymore. I like to do things quickly. So we're making our little wire wrap loop here on the other end, attaching the other end of our toggle. And finishing up our loop with the copper wire. And we have a beautiful, very quickly done faux Viking knit with a beautiful unicorn bead and these great copper components created by Patricia Healy.